mga ka-edu!
And for today's video, we're going to discuss about the
Team Sports Training!
And without further ado, let's start our discussion.
Physiological and performance testing. Testing in sport is typically undertaken with one of two broad aims in mind. The first of these is to evaluate the abilities or current state of preparedness of the player in the context of the demand of their sport. This may be from a talent identification viewpoint, or in order to identify specific strengths and weaknesses of the players assessed in order to guide training prescription. The second application of testing is to monitor progression and evaluate the effectiveness of training prescribed.
Principle of specificity. The principle of specificity states that sports training should be relevant and appropriate to the sport for which the individual is training in order to produce the desired effect. Additionally, training should be progress, general conditioning to specific training for the particular skills required in the sport or the activity. Essentially, specificity training means that you must perform the skill in order to get better at it. It is the principle behind that old saying, practice makes perfect.
Periodization. Periodization refers broadly to training that is structured around periods of progressively loaded training stress, followed by rest. Most periodized training plans can be organized by macro, meso, and microcycles. Macrocycles refers to an entire year or season of training and competition, and it's made up of 8 to 12 mesocycles consisting of 4 to 6 week blocks. Mesocycle will typically be focused on a specific fitness goal like endurance, neuromuscular power, sprinting, etc. A given week of training makes up a microcycle, and it will usually include 3 to 5 key workouts, a couple of lighter active recovery style workouts, and or a day off. The sports season is divided into 3 categories. These are off-season. This is the period of time after the conclusion of the season where athletes decrease sport-specific skills, work, and start to focus on functional movement and strength development. Second is pre-season. The off-season is coming to a close and preparation for the sports season begins. Sport-specific skills starts to take priority, making this the opportune time to develop sport-specific power to excel the athlete to the next level. Last is in season. With the sport seasons growing longer and the competition growing, it is of the utmost importance to maintain strength and mobility gains developed over the off-season through the entire season.
These are the sample of areas to be tested and trained. First is maximal strength. Maximal strength is essentially a measure of how much force your body can exert, or in simpler terms, how strong you are. Second is endurance strength. Endurance strength refers to the maximum load on a material without considerable signs of fatigue. Third is speed strength. Speed strength involves specific skills training and does not often involve maximum expression because of the aggressive nature of the movements. Fourth is reactive strength. Reactive strength shows athletes' ability to change quickly from an eccentric to concentric contraction and their ability to develop maximal forces in minimal time. Fifth is lactate threshold. It is a training which is popular method of improving high-intensity endurance performance. Sixth is stability and balance. This will achieve many benefits such as reduced risk of injury, improving your ability to undertake other types of exercise and daily activity. Last is musculoskeletal profiling and movement flexibility. It is a flexibility which is the range of motion in a joint or group of joints, or the ability to move joints effectively through a complete range of motion.
Here's the example of practice plan. It is categorized into 3 seasons. First practice of the season. Second, mid-season practice. And last, tournament time practice. First practice of the season. Fast breaking, full court press team. So conditioning is very important. First week of practice very grueling and tough, with a lot of conditioning drills and running a full 2 hours practice. Start laying the foundation of man-to-man defense and full court press or pressure. After the first week, they start adding a few plays including out-of-bounds plays. And the second one, mid-season practice plan. They always run some of full court drills, both offense and defense, but also work on reviewing and adding plays, and running their half-court offense and defense. Not in this practice plan, we may add or review out-of-bounds plays. They often break down for 10 to 15 minutes with perimeter and post player drills on each end. They will also work on how to handle various screens. And last, tournament time practice plan. Here it depends on how many practices you have before your next game. If we have 3 practices, the first will be like any regular season practice. If they only have 2 practices, the first will be moderately strenuous for about 90 minutes. The second will last usually less than 90 minutes and will be less strenuous, with more focus on the opponent's special plays and situations, etc. They still need to get up a sweat, but not as much, and do a fair amount of shooting.
Thanks for watching mga kaelo.
Keep safe! Ingat!